Welcome, everyone. I'm going to mute you all um, just so we have a clean recording. Hey, Alice, thank you so much for joining us today. So we're going to talk a little bit about, well, we're going to talk a lot of it, I guess, about affirmations and how we can use them in Animal Reiki to get not only a really wonderful response, but also to create a bond of trust. So how can we do that with affirmations? Well, it's really easy to do. One, if we believe the affirmation, but two, if we're doing an affirmation that is in the present moment. So one of the things that we do, and I'll just take a moment here to say hi to Bruce since he's joining us. We'll look at him. But one of the things about, hey, Bruce, thanks so much for joining us. One of the things about the Let Animals Lead way is we have as our pillar, we have 6 pillars of practice. And one of our pillars is to see the perfection in the animals. So the mantra that we use for that, to create that, is we use the all is well mantra. And the reason we use that is because when we sit with an animal to offer to share Reiki, to share the space, it's always in the present moment. We're not thinking about what happened yesterday or what's going to happen tomorrow. We're in that present moment. So being in that present moment and saying all is well creates a certain energy of safety. Because right now we know that if you're sitting in a shelter, whatever's happening in this moment, all is well. I'm so sorry. I keep touching my face because I have something. I've just all of a sudden got itchies. I don't know if I have allergies or what. But being in that present moment is also creates confidence and trust with the animal as well. So if we're in that energy of just one second, I want to mute everyone. If we're in the energy of the present moment and we truly believe all is well, then our energy is really confident and strong, right? So if you're sitting with a person and you're feeling nervous and somebody comes up to you and says, you know what, all is well, and you can feel that they really believe it, that energy helps you to start to feel confident. And it's the same with animals, even more so, because animals, they communicate with energy. So their BS detector is really strong. Like I could be with Charisse and she could say, how are you? And I could go, I'm good. It's fine. And my world could be falling apart, right? But as far as she's concerned, she's like, oh, yeah, okay, great. Leah seems really happy. But my energy might not be, right? And so an animal can easily pick up on that. That's why, our animals pick up when we're nervous, when we're sad, when we're anxious, they start to sometimes mirror that. And that's another thing that affirmations can bring when we're confident. The animals can start to mirror that. So if I go into a shelter or I go stand with a horse that's nervous and I come with the energy of all is well, all is well, that starts to permeate out. And now the horse or the dog or the cat or whoever can start to feel a little more calm and comforted by my energy of all is well. Being in that present moment also sends the message to the animal that I'm here. I'm not distracted. I'm not thinking about other things. I'm here with you now. I'm present. And that is really powerful. Because a lot of times when we're with animals, we're on our phone, we're thinking about something else, we're doing something else, and we're not fully present. So being fully present is really powerful with animals. I'm just going to look at my notes really fast because I don't want to forget anything. Another thing about affirmations is, and I kind of touched on it a little bit already, is the energy of our words. So the energy of our words is really powerful with animals. If we were to say to an animal, all is well, but we don't feel that at all. We feel like, oh my gosh, this animal is in trouble. This animal is never going to get adopted. Whatever that is, they're going to feel that. Words are just words, but there's energy behind the words when we're saying them. So if I say, oh yeah, all is well, but I'm not feeling it, then that affirmation is actually going to hurt the animal, not help the animal. So whatever affirmation you choose to use, always make sure that it's something that you deeply believe and it keeps you in that present moment, right? So you don't want to say something like, oh, you're going to get fed in an hour, or all is well because you're going to get food soon. You don't know that. So you can't guarantee that. So we don't want to say things that we can't guarantee. We just want to stay in that present moment. So some of the affirmations you can use is all is well. You are safe. You are loved. If you don't feel like an animal is safe or all is well, you can say you are loved, because in that present moment, you are sharing love with the animal. So the animal feels that love. And then that animal mirrors back that love back to you, right? So in this beautiful space of connection, you can say you are loved. We are loved, together. You can even bring yourself into that affirmation. Don't be afraid of that. Just say, we are loved. We are safe. We are loved. All is well, because you're including yourself. You're creating that bond just with your words and the energy of that, right? So just always be present and be positive and truly believe what you're saying, right? That is why in the animal, in the Let Animals Lead method of Animal Reiki, it's why all is well is really powerful, because 9 times out of 10, you're going to feel all is well. And whenever we use that mantra with an animal that is shut down, scared, timid, afraid of people, that mantra is like magic to help start to create safety and security and confidence. So that's something that I encourage all of you just to try. But when we're doing these affirmations, kind of like I touched on a minute ago about we have to believe it, there's some ethical situations that we have to consider, right? So we can't make false promises. So like I said before, you can't say, oh, your dinner is coming soon, because you don't know. You also can't say that, like, let's say you're with a cat or a dog at the shelter. Oh, you're going to find your forever home. Your forever home is close. Your forever home is coming to you soon. We can't say those things because we don't know. Even if the animal were adopted the next day, we don't know that that's the animal's forever home. That animal can get returned. And we've seen that time and time again. So it's really important that we don't make false statements, and that we don't make misleading affirmations. We always want to create a present moment, truthful affirmation. Also, future focused affirmations like, oh, you will be adopted. So let's say you say that, but that's not what you truly believe. That creates anxiety. It creates anxiety within you. And now that energy of anxiety is what you're sharing with the animal. And now they start to feel anxious. So it's really important that you create true expectations. You are safe, you are loved, all is well. We are surrounded with love, whatever that is, and which creates a comforting expectation or a comforting space for the animal, as opposed to a false expectation for both you and the animal. And again, you have to believe what your mantra is. You have to, because again, your energy is going to be going out. So the energy of your words, whatever they are, if you don't believe them, you're going to be sharing the energy of maybe scarcity, anxiety, fear, whatever that is. So we just always want to make sure that even before you go to sit with an animal, whatever mantra you choose, practice with it, feel it in your body, and know that it's true to you. It's just like, you could say the precepts, right? You're not really saying them to the animal, but you're saying them to yourself, right? So for today only, do not anger, do not worry, be humble, be honest, show compassion. And so you can tell yourself, yes, yes, okay, I'm in that beautiful, compassionate state. And that energy of the precepts creates calm and peace for the animal. So with Animal Reiki, if you're going to use an affirmation, just stay in the present tense. Share what you know to be true. You are safe, you are loved, if you really truly feel that. So affirmations can also be a tool, like I touched on, for creating a safe space, right? So we create safety and security with our energy. If we're using affirmations to open and close the Reiki session, we're setting that Reiki session up for peace and love at the beginning and ending with that as well. So you can even start with the same mantra we always use, you are safe, you are loved, all is well when you start, and you can say the same when you end. It's a beautiful way to start and close your session. You're bringing that into the session at the beginning, and then as the animal is there relaxing and hopefully opening up, at the end, you remind them, You are safe. You are loved. All is well in this present moment. And that energy of what you're sharing really helps go to their heart. Because remember, animals, unlike us, animals just need to be reminded of these things. Oh, let's see. Monica has a chat here. She said, nice sentence that I used for heart. Yeah, you are important to me. I love you. Do you want to unmute for a minute? Because that's a really beautiful story, Monica, about heart. And not everybody on the call today might know about that story. So I'd love for you to share if you're open to it.
Hi, everyone. Yes, heart was really a special story for me and for Animal Reiki. Let the animals lead everything. She was just a perfect example of being patient and letting her lead, because I spent weeks with her because she was really stressed and really scared of people, of touch, of sounds, of so many things. She was just running around in her enclosure, and she was really out of herself, I would say. And I spent many days. Sometimes it was just minutes, sometimes it was half an hour. It was what time I had, but sometimes it is that minute that I had, and I came to her and I told her, you are important to me. I love you. I'm here for you. Don't worry. I will come to you tomorrow. And after so many days and weeks and even months, I would say, there was a moment when she surrendered. And that was a really touching moment for me also, because it was a moment when I realized what the Let Animals Lead method is all about. It was the moment I realized, yes, that's it. She now surrendered to me. She now trusts me. And after that moment, I could do everything with her. So it is a touching story, because Heart died a few weeks ago, and she really taught me a lot about life, about love, about patience, about animals, about Animal Reiki, about Let Animals Lead method, about so many things. And I'm really grateful I had her in my life, even though it was only in the shelter.
Yeah. And it was such
Sorry for my emotions.
oh no,
but
I'm tearing up too, because it was such a, and you can go on our blog and see the Monica wrote a couple different blogs about Heart, and there's one where there's a video of Heart where Heart finally puts herself between like a fence and Monica, and that was, I think, the first time she'd really done that, right, Monica?
yeah.
And that was really powerful. And so
it was that breaking moment when she surrendered, and she finally realized everything is fine, all is well, and I trust you.
I love that so much, because I know for you, so for those who don't know, Monica is on staff in Croatia at a shelter that houses, on the average 500 dogs, sometimes more. And with Heart, you didn't, like you said, you didn't have a lot of time. And some days you only had time to do the mantra with her, right? To do the affirmation with her. And that was it.
Yeah.
And so
that was the time when I came, and told her, I love you, you are important to me, all is well. And it is these few words that have really huge power.
absolutely. And you said another one too, and I didn't write it down. You said, you are important to me. And you said one other one that I don't know if you remember. It was,
I
you are
don't know. I
safe.
love you.
I love
I
you.
love you.
You're
You're important
important
to
to
me.
me. I don't know. I'll listen to the replay.
Don't worry. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You don't have to worry. Yeah. Maybe that one was it. But
Yeah.
you can, I love how you took the energy of the positivity. You are important to me, right? And that I'm here for you. Thank you, Jemmy. I'm here for you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jemmy, for sending that up. Because that's another one. I'm here for you, right? That's really powerful. That's really important. And just you bringing that energy of the affirmations really changed Heart and really allowed her to start trust, and the energy, right, of your words, of what you were saying, your intent with those words, right? Your intent is to make her
Yes.
feel safe and feel loved.
Yes. Yes.
I love that so much. And I really encourage all of you to go to the Shelter Animal Reiki Association blog and just read those stories and watch that little video of Heart. And it is very sad that she passed away with only a few months of feeling safe, because she had come from a situation where she had been tied up and for like 6 years, I think. Wasn't that right, Monica?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, she lived in a pigsty in the dark, and she didn't know anything much of outside world. And from this place, she came to the shelter, and it was sad for me that I couldn't do more for her, but I know I did what I could at that moment. I know she felt my love. I know we went for so many walks together later, and she had a nice time in a playing field, and she had a dog friend, and I know that she knows that she was very much loved.
oh, absolutely. I mean, even though we look at shelter life like, oh my gosh, this is horrible, right? And it's very stressful. And I know you said that when Heart came, it was very hard for her because she's in the dark, she's in a pigsty, she's alone, there's not a lot of action. And then she goes from that to this chaotic environment where she's scared, she doesn't know what's happening. But once she started to trust and open up, she was able to have a friend, she was able to accept love. And even though our timeline for her, it seems really short for her, every day was probably such a blessing once she opened up and felt like, okay, I can
Yes.
trust. And that was thanks to you and your energy. And of course, everyone else at the shelter too. But I know that your energy every day talking to her and giving her your love made a huge difference and allowed her to finally open up and trust. And that's the power of this practice. That
And
is
thanks
what
to
we
you
are.
also, because sorry to interrupt,
No,
but
no, go ahead.
it is because thanks to you also, because you taught me so many things about this great, powerful method. So
Oh,
thank you also.
thank you so much, Monica. And I'm just so grateful to you because you took those teachings and you applied them, and you've had so many great successes at the shelter. And I know even at home too, you've had some difficult things happen, but this practice really helps give us that strength to walk
Yes,
through those difficult times.
totally true.
Thank you. And then here we have a comment here before you go. And then Cherie says, thank you for sharing that story and what a beautiful gift you gave her and she gave you. For me, saying in this moment, all is well, helps me to stay focused, filled with love and joy, and sincere in my heart where sharing the space rather than being in my head worrying that all is not well. I love that, adding in this moment, right? All is well in this moment.
Yes.
And or vice versa, in this moment all is well. So I love that. Yeah, and these are wonderful affirmations, and I'm so grateful to you, Monica, for sharing your two, because I can't think of them all, and I think that hearing what works too is so helpful for us. So thank you so much, Monica, for coming and sharing that. And don't worry about crying. I was crying too, because Heart story is so powerful. And that's the whole thing with
Yes.
animals. They come to this world, right, Monica, from being in a shelter, and they have lessons to teach us. And their time frame isn't the same as ours. And so we have to honor and respect that and just enjoy every single moment we have with them. And the biggest blessing about Heart was when she passed, she was surrounded with love. She knew that she was cared for. She didn't die alone in the dark by herself. She died knowing that she had friends, that she was cared for, that she was important, and that she was loved. And how powerful is that? We can't ask for anything more than that.
True. Totally true.
So thank
Thank
you
you.
so much, Monica. So going back to this, and I'm so glad we have these now, and I'll repeat these again. But using Reiki affirmations to open and close a space. And remember, just like what Monica was sharing, there's a huge impact on the animal's well-being when we can create a sacred space, when they feel safe and they start to trust, and when they trust us, they connect. So it took Heart a long time. And like Monica was saying, she had to have patience. It had to be on Heart's terms in order for Heart to really, truly trust and have it be a deep trust. You can't rush these things. But when she did, because of the energy that Monica was recreating, and yes, of course, we're creating Reiki energy when we sit and we meditate, but we're also creating the energy with our words. We're creating the energy of love, of peace, of safety, of comfort with our words. So by saying, in this moment, all is well, you're creating that safety, or you are important to me. I am here for you. You are loved. I love you. All of those things, you matter to me, right? Those things create trust. They create a really deep, beautiful space that then anything can happen. And like what Monica shared, Heart was a very shut down and mistrusting animal. And it wasn't like it was just a couple weeks. I mean, it was a very long time that Monica, weeks and weeks that Monica had to do this. But finally, when Heart opened up, it was this beautiful opening. And she learned quickly how to trust, and she had a friend. And that's just so powerful. So affirmations can really help us be a better practitioner if we do them in the right way, right? We're not making false promises, and we make sure that the energy of our words matches the energy of what we're feeling and the energy of what we want to convey, right? We don't want to make false promises that are going to create anxiety, not only with the animal, but with us, right? Because it's like there's no trust there. And we never want to do that, because you only have sometimes one chance with an animal, and you don't want to blow it. You might only have one chance to sit with them. And so we always want to make sure that we're creating a loving and safe space that is just filled with confidence and joy. And so the last point I want to make is the impact of the affirmations on us as well as the animal. So like what Cherie shared, in this moment, all is well. And she chose that because it makes her feel confident that, yes, in this moment, all is well, right? But also, she not only is she sharing that, she's feeling confident when she's sharing it with the animal, but when the animal connects and mirrors that back, that confidence is compounded, right? It's built. So it's same with the energy of love, right? When we're sharing, you are loved, you are safe, and we're feeling that with our heart. When the animal opens up and feels it, they mirror that back. And I know for Monica, and I'm picking on her because she just shared the story of Heart, that energy of her love going to Heart, then when it came back to her, she felt it so strongly. She knew that connection with Heart was deep and real because she could feel that love coming back to her. That's something that these affirmations, when we say them and we're sharing that energy, it's almost an easy way for us to then kind of see, oh yeah, the animal is accepting, right? Because again, the energy of our words helps create that safety, that confidence, and then they start to mirror that back to us. So now not only are they feeling good, we're feeling good, and it just compounds itself. It's like, oh my gosh, the animal's relaxing. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. You are safe, you are loved, because we can feel the impact of our words. We can feel the impact of our confidence, and then that helps us. So that's why it's so important for us to believe the affirmation that we're sharing. And you have some really good starts here with the all is well. You are safe, you are loved, you are important to me, I am here for you, all is well in this moment. Even though, for like the, oh my God, I can't even, my mind is blanking. Not the happiness meditation, but the loving kindness meditation. May you be well, may you be blessed with love, may you be safe. I don't like that with animals, because when we say may, it's like we're hoping that will happen. So, the loving kindness is good for when we're dealing with someone who's difficult, or just sending it to people that, we want to bless. But with animals, I don't really like using that word may, because when I say it, I feel like, well, may you be blessed. Well, I hope you're blessed. It's not, I'm not feeling that deep inside my body. So that's something that I would personally wouldn't share. But again, if you're feeling like, oh, may you be blessed, and you feel that's really good and it means something different to you, then use that. But just always be sure that the meaning behind that affirmation is what you feel and what your intent is, because you want that animal then to take that intent and expand with it. Because again, when we share, we're actually receiving as well. And that's just like in the Reiki space, right? We talk about that all the time. When you sit in that meditative space and the animal chooses to connect with you, it's not a giving and a receiving. It's like an infinity. It's a back and forth. It's a constant. And it's the same with the energy of the affirmations. You are safe, you are loved. And now that energy is coming back to me. I am safe, I am loved, right? And you can even say, we are safe, we are loved in this beautiful space that we are creating. Because remember, it's a partnership. Once that animal connects with you, it's no longer a separation, it is a partnership. And together you're creating this beautiful space. And remember that energy spreads out. So as you two are connecting, other animals are receiving that benefit of that energy, because it's just going out. And it's not like this. So some of the mantras that I want to share with you, just a couple more, is, so all is well. I just want to acknowledge, this is Louise Hay. This isn't Animal Reiki. This is Louise Hay. She made this very popular, and it's hers. I don't know if she got it from somewhere else, but as far as I know, this is one that she always used, and she is the one that made it really popular, right? And I love All Is Well. It's why it's such a wonderful foundational teaching of the Let Animals Lead practice, because it keeps us in that present moment with the animals. You are safe. That offers that safety, that energy of safety, because we're feeling it. You are safe. But don't say it if you don't feel it. Remember, we are connected in peace. You could say something like that. We are connected in love. We are connected in safety. Whatever that is for you, that's one. You could say you are loved, or you are surrounded by love. That's just another gentle affirmation that just confirms the loving aspect. So that's kind of what I had to say on it. And I know that a lot of you use affirmations, and I would just love to hear from you on what works or what your experience has been. So if you want to either raise your hand or unmute, and I'll try and catch you on the unmute if you want to share. And I hope you will, because I don't want to sit here alone, and I can still talk about affirmations. I can talk about that, but please just unmute and share what works for you. And welcome, Carolyn, and welcome, Dawn. I don't think I got to say to you hello before you came on. But nobody wants to talk. Come on, somebody has to talk. Cherise, why don't you go on and talk about your experience with your affirmations?
Okay. So I love this topic, and I love that story. So there's a few that come to mind, but one that happened when I was at the zoo. I go to the local zoo, not that I support zoos, but the animals are there, so that's why I'm there, because they're there and they need the support. So there's a rhinoceros that I visit all the time. And I've gone a few times now, and he kind of like does his own thing. And a few times he's like walked away, and I laugh, and it's like, okay, well, you don't, I'll just sit here. I'm just sitting here with whatever else. Usually there's birds or there's rabbits or something. And so this was, I think it was last week. So I went to the rhinoceros. So this is probably like the fourth time. And I was sitting there, and I did for me, again, it's really important to do that in this moment, because otherwise I'm in my head. So I was just like, in this moment, all is well. And I went through everything, and he wasn't having it. And I go to get up, and I close the session. I open my eyes, and he was right in front of me. And he stuck his head in this hole that was there and started rutting and rolling. And I just started to laugh. And I'm getting chills again. And we just had like this magical 10 minutes, I think. Maybe it was 7. It felt like eternity, just like that shared space. And it was like, everything really is well. And he was well, and I was well. And, somehow, and I had seen him, like, he was away. He was watching me, but he was away. And I was like, okay, like, it's okay. You don't have to come over. And there he was. And I've just never felt like my heart just broke open, 1,000 times. So thanks for letting me share that, because I just love that memory. I wish I could bottle it.
Oh my gosh, there's so much about this that I love. And one is that, when we always, I don't care who you are, um, we always go in with some kind of expectation, right? And so you're like, I'm going to sit with the rhino and I want the rhino to come right up to the fence, right? But there's so much power when we let go. Like when you said, okay, you don't have to come. And I've had that same experience so many times when you say, no, it's fine. You don't have to come. And you turn around and you just go inward, they come right up because they're like, oh, okay, you're not going to be needy. And I have freedom of choice, right? And I love that. And I also love the energy of that affirmation, the energy of what you were created joy with the rhino, right? Like he came up, he was relaxing. And then, he started to do his little fun things, like he's showing, like, I feel really good in my body right now. That's such a wonderful just acknowledgement, a thank you so much for that beautiful energy you shared. Because we have to remember, and I love that you said, you don't support zoos. I mean, I think very few of us love zoos, but the animals are there, and it's such an incredible service we can share with them when we go into that space. So I love that you're going, Cherise, even though it may not be something you feel completely comfortable with because of how the zoos may treat the animals, but also, like you said, they're there whether we like it or not. They're there, and so they need our support. So just having that beautiful moment with the rhino, I hope that encourages other people here on the call. And hey, Gabby, thanks so much for joining us, to go to the zoo, because I've had some incredible experiences at the zoo and I can't wait to go back. I just had a hard time getting out there this summer, but I really want to go because you can have, right, Cherise, and I know you've had other experiences at the zoo, just these incredible moments. And again,
Oh, thank you. I actually, one other one that was just really
yeah,
bizarre happened just last week was a pacu fish. I didn't even know, like, they're related to the piranha. They're big. They're very, very big, but they have like squared off teeth instead of the sharp teeth. So it was hot. So I'm in Tucson. So I actually was looking for a cool place, and it ended up being where this enclosure is, where there was these big, huge pacu fish. So I was sitting there. I said, oh, well, I guess they need support. And so I'm going to do Reiki with this. I have to tell you, that was like probably one of the most impactful experiences. There was 6 of them, and they were all unique. And I remember just feeling like, and one of them had a tail that was hurt that I didn't realize, but after I was there about 25-30 minutes, I don't know if he was a he, but he came over to the tank and he literally plastered himself sideways on the tank and turned, and his tail was hurt. And so I went closer and sat down and I did the Reiki, and he kept coming over and just turning his tail and went away. And I remember just feeling like they're all unique. Like they are just, the water looked murky. I was like, who wants to live in that? And I was thinking, he's probably looking at me going, who wants to live like you? You have no water, you have no plankton around to eat, like you have nothing. And it was just, and I'm going back on Friday. I'm actually going to stop there first because now I got to see my pacu fish. But it's just like every being resonates with Reiki. And I'm so grateful to you, Leah, and all that you do and give, and all of you here, that I can share that. And it just keeps me going. So thank you.
oh, thank you so much, Cherise. And thank you for acknowledging that. And there's you got a heart, from Jemmy, and Monica said that was a really magical moment with the rhino. But yeah, I mean, this practice is so incredibly powerful. We all have these amazing stories that we can share with each other. And that's why these Wednesday calls are so important, because it's important to share your experience. You're out there alone, and a lot of us don't have other people that we can share it with. So coming on the Wednesday call and just, even if it's off topic, just share what's happening with you, because we all want to hear. It encourages us all. And I love the pacu fish story, because we don't think, right? And he had a little hurt tail, and I love that you were drawn there for whatever reason, right? There's no accidents. And so maybe he was pulling you there. We don't know. There's this beautiful web. We're all connected. Animals are much more in tune with that web than we are. But yeah, I love that so much. So thank you so much, Cherise. I know you don't like being called on to come up, but I really appreciate you sharing. That was a beautiful, beautiful story. So anyone else? we have some time here, and I would just really love to hear about your experiences. Does anyone want to share? I got to. Yes, Alice. Yes, please unmute
Hello.
yourself.
It's not quite the same thing, but it's something that you said about not making promises to them. And it's always something I've felt very uneasy about when people say that, you know, they tell them it's all going to be okay, whatever. But then I was thinking, if animals live in the present, maybe that doesn't mean anything for them if you try to show them something in the future. It's, you know, I don't know about that. I don't know what your idea is about that. And it may just sort of confuse them.
I think it may sort of confuse them. I was thinking about our dog Leo, who has passed away last October. But Leo was so smart. I could say, Leo, we're going to go hiking tomorrow, and Leo would know tomorrow, because tomorrow he would wake up and he was glued to me. Don't you leave this house without me. He would understand things. You know, he was very tuned in. So I feel like if we make those promises, then I don't know, you know, maybe it would, I think you nailed it by saying it would just cause confusion, because if it doesn't happen, I mean, we don't really know how they're affected by it. But I do know that Leo understood tomorrow and he understood, you know, certain words. So and understood the energy of things. So yeah, I'm not sure about that, but I think that we just have to be safe, right? And just stay in that present moment.
Yeah.
Especially with, you know, animals where we're trying to create trust. We just want to create that trust and that belief, right? Yeah. No, I love that. Thank you for bringing that up, because that's important. Didn't really think about that, but yeah. And I just remembered Leo, and I'm thinking, yeah, you don't want to. No, he knew what tomorrow was. God only knows what else he knew. Thank you, Alice. So anyone else, do you want to? Yes, Mary Lynn, please.
All right. Hi, everybody. Yes, this is, now, Leah, I'm warning you, this is about bunnies.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. All right.
I who knew? This was such a surprise. Well, anyway, it started out, the project manager at the shelter, animal shelter that I volunteer weekly at, she told me about her barn cat having not returned to home. So she asked me to offer, you know, Reiki and such. So I did that for days, and still not home. From that experience, I learned from the project manager, whose name is Amy, that she, for 10 years or so, had a dream of starting her own nonprofit rescue for rabbits, for bunnies. And so what I listened, and she's so passionate, and she has tried to improve the bunny rescue at the center, and she's met with resistance because she wants to bring in more rescue bunnies, but the board of directors will only allow 2. So anyway, she then explained about this bunny rescue and this nonprofit, and we got to talking over several weeks now. And I said, well, tell me, explain your dream. And so after she did there's a space that she knows of there, and she's willing to leave her job to take this, to create this nonprofit. So for house bunnies, she has one herself. She has a house bunny. So she said, but I need to find the money some way. So I said, well, there must be grants. So I started on a grant hunt for bunnies. I found the New England Network for Rescue Bunnies, something to that effect. And then I said to Amy, I said, well, here's some information. And she took it, and then she went with it and found other helpful sites and grant opportunities. But I also know a woman who knew? But I said, oh my goodness, I know a woman who writes grants for a living. So maybe she could give us some input, and I will be happy to ask her. So yes, this friend of mine, Sharon, is willing. And so from that, this opportunity might come about. So,
Wow.
So from a offer Reiki to find my barn cat, which she's now thinking that it passed on.
Yeah.
But came this rabbit rescue nonprofit, and so I've been involved in locating grant opportunities for her, and it's been great. I learned a lot about bunnies, people advocating for bunnies to live with you in the house.
Nice.
In your house.
I mean, it's amazing what like one little step creates, right? So with the one step to offer Reiki, now maybe you'll be a part of this. Maybe you might even be on her board, because you're doing so much to help her. It's really amazing how things can transpire just from being open to offer to share this beautiful space. And and it's we can manifest so much when we're open, right? I know you're very open, Mary Lynn, and you manifest very quickly.
I manifest a lot. Yeah,
you do.
There was one that I think came from you. Well, actually came from you. I am the light. You are the light.
Yeah, I am the light. The light in me meets the light in you. There's that's a yoga thing too. So yeah, whatever like that feels like. My light joins your light. Our lights join together. Whatever that is. It creates a beautiful energy and a beautiful space. Well, congratulations. Thank you for sharing that. That's amazing. And you'll have to keep it
posted.
Yes, please.
Rabbit rescue.
Bunnies. Bruce, I don't know if you can talk or not. So Bruce has been offering Reiki to the wild Mustangs that are being rounded up right now by the BLM. And I thought, I don't know if he can unmute or not, but he has had some, there he is. Hey, Bruce. So I was hoping you could share, because I know that I haven't had time to respond. I've been so buried, but I know that you recently had an experience that with the wild horses, and I thought maybe you could share that.
Which one do you want? The one how I got here, or the
the one that you texted me a video.
The video. Yeah. What I've been doing, they've been doing a roundup, and it's been a week. This last week was the beginning of it. The horses started showing up in the enclosure here in Rock Springs, and I've been doing Reiki with them almost every day in person so that I can watch and see how to make sure that it's actually having an effect. And from the moment I started doing it, I have been able to calm an entire corral of these horses as it increases. And when they bring in brand new horses, I get to watch the reaction when they come in. They get very violent, upset, and they kick, bite, and run around these pens they have them in sheer terror.
Mm-hmm.
So I make a point of doing Reiki and calming them and bringing them into a state of Reiki by pulling the energy into their heart. And it calms them down in minutes. After a 20-minute meditation, I have all of them are silent and they're not content, but they're much, much calmer than they were when they arrived. And it's an amazing thing to do. I went there the second time that I went, I walked up to the viewing area that they have that's outside of the area, where you can go. And I got chills. The horses were waiting for me. They wanted me to give them the Reiki. I mean, I got chills from head to toe, and I don't get that. I don't get that very often. Even my orca don't make me do that. They just make me happy. The chills I got was sheer, some relief from this. And so I've been doing this for 3 months. I've been working on this facility. I have other horses in there that weren't adopted, and they're in the enclosure, and they help me. They will go into the meditative state, and I've actually, because I'm a communicator, I get messages, and I've been told that this is what I'm here for. This is why I'm in Rock Springs. I'm here to help these horses, and the ones that weren't adopted are helping the ones that are brand new and are going to be in there for a year or so until they get adopted. And it's an amazing experience. And the Reiki is the key. The Reiki brings the horses into the state of, oh my God, this is better. And I can tell them, this is not permanent and we can't change it, but with help, we can get through it.
Yes.
And that's, it's been a very moving experience, and it's getting nothing but better and better every day. And the animals that have been there for the longer period of time that I've worked with for 3 months, when I stop the meditation for the new ones, the other ones continue a meditation if they want to.
Mm-hmm.
So it really has a large effect. I think last time I was there yesterday, there's like 200 horses, 250 horses.
Yeah. And I really like what you were saying is that, when we create that space, that when we are creating that space of peace, right, through the meditation, we're reminding the animals of what's already in them. So like for us humans, we have to okay, I've got to do the precepts. I have to do this. I have to get all centered. Okay, now I can go into that space, and you still might have thoughts. Whereas with animals, when we create that space and they connect to it, they go, oh yeah, that's right. This is in me. This is part of me. So then they can continue that peace and that calm even after we're done with our meditation, and then they can share it, right? Because then they become that energy, and it starts to compound, right? So I love that you're there offering. And I also love that Bruce is one person. And, again, when we connect, we have the power of just reminding the horses, this is in you. And now they can spread it, right? It compounds and compounds, and pretty soon they're affecting other horses because it's energy. But we have to create, like lighting a match, to start the length of all these different candles that are being lit, like through these horses. Somebody has to be the first light. And so that's you. And that's really wonderful, Bruce. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah,
It's
I do. I have done this with many species now.
Right.
It's not just horses. There's many species, and they all welcome it.
Yeah.
And there's so many ways to do it. I had a dog friend that taught me how to do. He created a chew along one night when I was connecting with my animals with him, and he grabbed a bone, and we started connecting, sharing the experience through Reiki of him chewing on the bone with all of these creatures that I deal with. And it became like an ASMR for the other animals that didn't have anything, the
That's
captured
wonderful.
animals. And it became magic.
That is
Just
so cool.
Oh, it was, I tell you, it was great. I put my forehead on his head while he's chewing the bone, so I can experience the raw crunching, the echo, the grinding of the teeth, the tongue movement, all of that. You can feel it. And it became, with my other animals, it became a nightly thing. And they started coming to me and showing me their toys.
Oh, that's so cute. I love
I had dolphins bringing me starfish. I knew it wasn't, it was stuff that it wasn't me. I had starfish. They would hand them to me. This is my toy. This is what I chew
so
on
cute.
while we're doing this chew along. And there were dolphins, there were whales, there were all kinds of captive animals, zoo animals, whatever it was. And they were showing me their chew toys because it became something, oh my gosh, I can do this and share. And
I love that because, there's joy in what we do. And the animals remind us this doesn't have to be so serious. This can be a joyful experience.
if you're serious with the animal reflects that back at you.
Right.
You get seriousness. But if you go for the playful side of the animal, oh my gosh, the entire encounter becomes magic.
Well, I think Charisse also experienced that, when the rhino started doing his routine, she got excited and happy, and then he gets more excited. And it's exactly what you said. There is a mirroring.
Yeah,
So
I've done that with muskox. The same thing, captive muskox. You show up, they come to you, and if they're enjoying it, they rut, they scrape their heads on the ground, they do the whole thing. And whatever the animal is, the greeting and the first exchange determines determines the outcome of the encounter.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why we, always go with joy in your heart, always go with love in your heart. And that's where the affirmations can be really helpful too, because they remind you, by all is well, or, in this moment, I feel joy, whatever that is, you can share that. But we're going to have to cut and go to our meditation. Thank you so much, Bruce. I'm so glad you're here today.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you so much for sharing that about the horses. That's so powerful. And Eddie and Gabby, I don't think I said welcome. So welcome to both of you. So I thought what we can do now is do a meditation. And what we'll do is we will bring in whatever animals we want, and we will share an affirmation for them. So, maybe we want to bring in the horses. So the affirmation I think that I want to use is just what Monica was sharing. You are important to me. I am here for you. You are loved, right? So we are going to do that. You are important to me. I am here for you. You are loved. Because those are all very true statements. So whatever animal you bring into, you are important to me. I am here for you. You are loved. And we will share that. So I will join Bruce in sending that to the horses, but you can pick either these wild mustangs that are being rounded up or any animal that is calling you. So let's get nice and settled. Bring our hands into Gasho. Close your eyes so you close out all outside distractions. And we'll just take some deep breaths here, breathing in deeply through our nose, pulling our breath into our belly, into our hara. Expand your belly and then slowly release your breath out your mouth, making sure your out breath is a little bit longer than your in breath. Just a couple more of those breaths. Really feeling the tension and stress you're holding on to, leaving your body with your out breath. Feeling your body start to relax, your shoulders start to soften. You start to feel peace in your heart. And whenever you're ready, bring your breath back to a natural state. A gentle in and out, either through your nose or your mouth, whatever is most comfortable. And let us set our intent that we are holding space for all sentient beings. And whenever you're ready, you can bring your hands face up or face down in your lap. And we'll do some Joshin Kokyo breathing, breathing in through our nose, pulling our breath deep into our belly, expanding your belly, and on the out breath, releasing your breath either through your mouth or through your nose. Now I'd like you to imagine on your in-breath, your breath hits your belly and ignites that beautiful inner light that is within you at your belly. And on the out breath, visualize your light expanding out into your body, into your legs, into your feet. Breathing in, the light at your belly becomes brighter, and breathing out, that light starts to expand throughout your entire body. In breath brightens our light, and the out breath expands our light. This is your own unique, beautiful, healing light. It is the light of love and joy, of wisdom and compassion. It can be any color you see because it is your own unique light. I'd like you to visualize this light seeping out every pore of your body into the space around you until you are a beautiful globe of light. In this beautiful space of love and joy, of peace, of wisdom and compassion, bring to mind an animal you love deeply, or animals. It could be a group of animals. It could be a single animal. It could be an animal that you know that's alive today, or it could be an animal that's passed. And really feel that animal with your heart. And repeat the mantra. You are important to me. I am here for you. You are loved. You are important to me. I am here for you. You are loved. You are important to me. I am here for you. You are loved. And if your mind wanders, you can repeat that mantra or just repeat one part of it. But bring the energy of the mantra to your heart, to your body. Feel yourself becoming the energy of you are important to me. I am here for you, and you are loved. As you breathe in and out, feel the energy of those words expanding your light. Your energy, your love, your light is infinite. Feel your light expanding. Feel your heart expanding. In this beautiful space you've created with your animal or animals, feel the power of your affirmation. Feel the power of your words. And know the energy of the words have the power to heal, have the power to bring peace, have the power to bring comfort. And bring your focus to your breath. And start to take some deep in breaths and out breaths, bringing yourself into your body. And when you're ready, bring your hands into Gasho and give thanks to the animals who have joined you. Give thanks to yourself for being here. And set your intent to remember to use your affirmations throughout your day for any animals you encounter, the squirrels, the birds, your own animals, even nature, connecting with the trees and reminding them that they are important to you and they are loved. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes and bring yourself back. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for staying for the meditation. I just want to let everybody know that Allie Carrington, who is a dog trainer and does, thank you, Bruce, thank you, Cherise, who does dog training and animal Reiki, and she does dog speak. It's not animal communication, it's a little bit different, but she's going to be our guest on September 4th, and she's going to be sharing some really wonderful things with us. I'm going to send a little, in the recap, I'm going to send a link to her information. She does a lot of free stuff. So if you want to get to know her, sign up for one of her free programs. And then we're also going to have Dawn Rorbel will be here on the 11th of September to talk to us about flower essences. So next week, I'm not sure, I can't remember what the topic is, something along these same lines, but if you have a topic that you'd like to talk about or share about, please let me know. I think that maybe next week I was going to try and have Kristen, I was going to try to have her come and talk about her animals and talk about how powerful presence is and being in the present moment with animals is. And, her animals, Kathleen's been teaching there since 2011, I think was our first trip. So their animals have been getting Reiki for years, but Kristen is an amazing woman who was already doing Reiki in her own way and was already present. So I'm thinking either next week or the week after, we will have Kristen come and talk to us about how Reiki helps her wild animals. So thank you all so much. I really appreciate you being here. This is such a beautiful community. I literally get so overwhelmed after every meeting because it's just such a beautiful community that we've created together. So thank you all so much. Gabby, so great to see you. Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Leah.
everyone. Really appreciate
Thank
it. All
you.
of
Great. Thanks, everybody.
Thank
Eddie,
you.
and Bruce.
Yeah, bye.